Okay, so you may have seen this background on my computer and wondered what it is or what it's from. I actually found it at Salvation Army. I believe it was Salvation Army, some thrift shop, anyways. And all it was the cover. But I thought it was just such a cool piece of artwork that I had to have it, so I bought it anyways. And I just like it so much that I just keep coming back to it. I like it so much, so I decided to make it my background. It's actually what I want to base my debut album cover off of, and this kind of art style. I haven't decided if I want it to be me or someone else, but I just really like it a lot. I've tried replicating it, but I haven't been able to. So if you're an artist and you think you can replicate this to me, if you send me a sample and I'm thinking that it's in the same vein, spot on, um, I'll find some way to compensate you to do this for me because I just really want this to be the album cover in this very same style. I actually have the actual album sitting next to my desk too, up here. You see, right here. Bring it down. So, yeah, right there it is. Boris Godunov. I'm probably butchering that. I'm not going to really make an attempt to pronounce these names. From what I've found, I believe he was a Russian czar, and it's basically like an opera or something kind of like that, based off of his life. Um, I can put some links below to what I found, and you can take a listen. I'm actually trying to find a decent version of this because you can see like this thing is really worn. So I'm gonna actually try and find a more decent version with the actual vinyl in it. I've tracked some down, but I haven't bought any yet. So, also, I believe right there is the artist who drew this. I might be wrong, but if this looks familiar to you, send me the artist's name too. That might help me in my search to find this. Anyways, a little bit about my debut album. I'm going to talk about my debut album a little bit. So, the debut album is going to be a double album. I have a lot of songs, and I've narrowed it down over the years to get, the best songs and the songs that I feel like fit this the best. The album is basically kind of like a concept theme in the sense, as it's kind of like a personal journal of songs that mean a lot to me and about things in my life, people in my life. I know a double album, when you say that to a lot of people, they kind of, look at you cross-eyed or something, or they kind of say like, oh, the album's dead. But the thing is I look at it as, I'm making, indie rock kind of music that my chances of being, a pop star or getting on the, the top 20, on the charts is already slim as it is. So I'm not out there looking to whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm not out there looking, trying to be some pop artist. So I don't really think that, following the norm is really going to help me. So I like to do my own thing, which is, how I go about making my music. I like making music that I like, that I want to listen to. So I'm going to make an album that I want to listen to. And I'm always I've always liked a lot of double albums. Chicago has a lot of double albums. The Beatles' White Album, kind of go on with it. Not all the Smile, Beach Boys Smile album, I'm pretty sure would have been pretty close to a double album. It might not have been, but it's pretty close. So, there's a lot of music out there that isn't double albums, and a lot of people say that double albums are as good, but I just have this large collection of songs, and I just feel like they fit best as a double album. I've tried taking it down to just a single album, and it just didn't feel right. It felt like something was missing. Another double album is Fleetwood Mac's Tusk. Some people see this as a failure, a commercial failure, because it didn't live up to rumors, but it still sold, what is, beyond a failure. No, it was still definitely a successful album to many. It's just, but basing it off of the sales of rumors, it is in a sense of failure. There's a lot of examples of, artists going against the grain and proving by doing what they want and love that they can be successful. Right now people say, singles are the thing, albums are out, but there's still people making albums. There's still people doing successful things with albums. And there's people doing singles who aren't doing a good job. You just gotta do what you love. And I don't really think I need to explain the double album. I just, I'm passionate about it. But with what I'm doing through this vlog and the vlog, that I just want to, talk about it more so everyone can understand the progress and what I'm trying to do, so that, as you subscribe and follow, you're not going to be surprised. You're going to know this is what he's doing. The odds are against, someone like me trying to put out music. As far as it, actually becoming anything, or, even become something, making it how big it can get, it doesn't, I just don't see any reason why it matters what someone like me would put out. So, whether it's a single, an EP, an album, a double album, a triple album, as long as I'm passionate about it, people can turn their heads, they can kind of snuff and, make all the comments they want and say, like, oh, he's crazy, or, any comment. And I've heard people say stuff, when I've talked about this before, but, what have I got to lose? So I want to fill this album with a lot of sounds and influences that I like. Everything's going to be obviously based around the piano. I don't want the piano to be in everything. I don't want it to have to be the whole way through all the songs. But obviously it's my main instrument where I'm basing everything around. But the way I play piano, I'm playing nearly all the parts. So it's easily, for how I hear it in the concept in my head, that I can replace the left hand with a bass or a tuba. I'm talking to you, Mark. Tuba. Or the bass on pedals on an organ. There's many ways, to replicate that, and then, do various things like Brian Wilson did with the Wall of Sound, and, putting the piano bass and the tuba bass and a bass guitar and upright, putting them together and creating, one sound that is blended of multiple instruments. A lot of what Brian Wilson did is, very much sounds that I want to get. If you listen to, Smile especially, but Pet Sounds, and then the late 60s, early 70s Beach Boys stuff. Just a lot of that influence, but modernized and in my own way. There's various other artists too that have heavily influenced the Kinks. You listen to Village Green and Arthur, Muswell Hillbilly albums. Those three albums, you listen to those and you're gonna instantly get what I'm trying to do. The Beatles' White Album, Demon Days by the Gorillaz, all these albums, you kind of take them and melt them together, and if you like them, you're gonna probably like what I'm trying to do. So when I talk about having a lot of instruments, I'm not just gonna try and throw everything humanly possible on this just to say that I have, all of these instruments on it. Everything is only gonna be there if I feel like it fits there. There's gonna be some songs that might have a lot, and then there's gonna be some songs that might be simple, but it's not out of the fact of just, can I make 200 tracks on this song? It's everything has a rhyme and a reason for where it is on, being placed. Okay, so some main instrumentation minus, other things is 1, the piano and my vocal, 2, multi-vocals, 3, horns. I'm talking to you, James, Mike, both of you. 4, strings. 5, percussion. That includes drums. Those are kind of the main things I want to cover. Obviously, there's going to be other things in there, random instruments, but those are the sounds that I like, that I mainly want to be on this. Did I say multi-vocals? If not, 6 multi-vocals. If I did say multi-vocals, 6 is more multi-vocals. That's a thing I feel like is missing in a lot of music nowadays, is multi-vocals. And you can never have too much multi-vocals. Too much, no. Never too much multi-vocals. So with that being said, I do want this album to have this kind of enchanted, magical treasure chest, a toy box of percussion and crazy instrument sounds. I want that feel to it. I want people to listen and, kind of be drawn into the mysticism of, what are these sounds going on. That's something that I get a lot from Brian Wilson, Lindsey Buckingham, and then people like Van Dyke Parks, his debut album Song Cycle. It's just one of those things you have to sit back and listen to, and it makes you think. You're not just listening for the pleasure. Of course you're going to get pleasure and enjoyment out of listening, but it's also going to make you think of what exactly is going on here. You have to sit back and enjoy and think about it. It's not just an album you're going to go out and dance to. There might be some songs you can dance to. There might not. That's up to you and kind of and everybody else of what is danceable. But it's an album that you're going to want to listen to and dissect. And you're going to want to understand the backstory. So all of those things are things that I want to be anonymous, or whatever the word, I can't speak, whatever the word is. When people think of my music, those are going to be things that they're going to link directly with it. I hope I'm not just ranting on about this album. I hope that you're kind of understanding the passion and everything that I'm trying to put into it, and hope you're getting excited. You know, every day I upload a video, regardless of if it talks about the album or not, hopefully you're understanding more of what it wants to be, so you can, I feel like you can connect with it more. I like the music I can connect with, and that's kind of why I'm trying to do this, a more modern approach to connecting with an artist. I like to watch documentaries and read, about bands, and you get that connection, but your connection isn't really ever closer than just reading or watching a documentary. You never really get to see too much behind the scenes, and even when you do, it's not a very personal, like I'm talking to the camera as if I would be talking to you. You can't get that with too many artists. Nowadays, obviously some artists do it, but, all the artists like Brian Wilson and Paul McCartney, you're not going to get personal, they're not going to take personal time to connect with you. They're not really sitting down or going through everything. So I hope that so I hope so I hope that this adds some more meaning and connection for what I'm trying to do. I'm still not a very sociable or trying to go out and make friends or tell everybody every point in my life. I'm very reserved and shy, and I don't really like to talk about things. So this is very hard for me, trying to do something that I feel comfortable and at the same time get out of my comfort zone and make this something that I feel is quality. I'm learning by day. So keep talking. Another thing about this album is the genres and styles that are going to be on it. I like a very, eclectic and wide range of styles, kind of like basically think the White Album, think those different Kinks albums I mentioned. All those albums have various genres and stuff mixed into them. It's not just a straightforward rock and roll album. And that's basically, if you like that kind of an album, that's exactly what I'm doing with this album. You're going to get some Dixieland, you're going to get some stride piano, you're going to get some kind of like rock, you're going to get some kind of orchestra feeling stuff and jazz. Some things will be straightforward, some things won't. Some things might be really out there. Things are going to change as I progress. Just because I have a vision now doesn't mean that I'm limiting it to that. So the final product might change. I might be adding an instrument and an idea will click in my head. I might not, I might be editing and I might hear something else, or, I might be inspired by something 3 weeks from now that I didn't even know existed. So things change, but the very basis of what this album is going to be is just going to be in a wide eclectic of different styles and instruments and genres. So think something like the White Album, those Kinks albums, like I just said. If you like that, you're gonna hopefully like what I'm doing. Okay, so I think that's probably a wrap. My hair is crazy lately. I'm sorry, apologize for the frizz and the craziness. I don't know if it's the weather or what, but my hair has just been uncontrollable. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up. Hopefully, that was a good explanation of, what this album is kind of gonna be, and hopefully it makes sense and I wasn't rambling too much there for you. If you have any other questions, if comments, keep it positive. I don't really have any need for unnecessary negative comments. It's not really gonna do anything, because if you don't like the idea of a double album or whatever it is, it's not gonna make a difference. So yeah, anything positive, any questions, comments, if you have some ideas, or if you're interested in working on the album with me as it comes along, just put in the comment section.
So it's midnight, Saturday into Sunday. I was loading the drumming video and it's taking forever, so I decided that I'm going to try and get ahead. I know I'm behind from when I was sick, but I'm going to try to get ahead this weekend so that I can post these at night when I'm asleep and everyone's asleep, and hopefully they'll be loaded on YouTube in the morning and I can post them on my blog. Vlog. Is this making you sick? Post it on there, add the picture, and they can be up in the morning. Maybe it'll make it easier for people to find these because everyone's up, instead of me posting them near midnight every day after I get them finished. So all these videos will be posted, instead of being the day I do them, they will be posted the next day because I will be ahead of schedule. So hopefully that is okay, because it's getting annoying with the internet being slow, because at night everybody wants to use the internet, and there's nothing wrong with that, except for when you're trying to upload a YouTube video and it's really, really slow. Yes, I'm not bored. I'm just going crazy. So yeah, the video you just watched was done ahead of schedule. Tomorrow I will be doing Songwriting Sunday, which will be posted before this video. This video will be posted Sunday night so that you can see it Monday. So things will be out of order. This is screwing with your mind. Screwing with your mind. Staring at the camera. So yeah, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe.
Check out the blog section daily for the artwork, and keep on watching my videos and share them. Thanks.